Hi folks, TechTucker here, and in today's video we are going to go over the Glasgow Anime and Gaming Con. So I was there only yesterday at the time of filming this, and yeah, what we'll do is in this video we'll go over, the show floor, have a look at some of the games available, as well as just have a look at what's for sale. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Hey guys, so doing voiceover here. At this first stall here is mostly anime themed plushies, body pills, that type of deal. And looking further across, more statues, plushies, those types of things. Those bootleg selling plush backpacks are hilariously awful. Some Mario plushes in that as well. Over here you'll see some key rings, those types of things, again more anime themed plushies and things of that nature, and gashapon machine there, which is kind of neat. Don't see those too often, so it's always appreciated when you do see those. This looked like a keychain pin badge type of stall here as well, with some mystery bags, which I avoid like the plague. I do not trust mystery bags. But yeah, again more body pills, plushies, that type of thing. And then I always think it's cool when you see the swords, the video game themed swords, anime swords. Again, I'm not an anime guy much, but I always do appreciate a good sword when they do appear. But yeah, in the moment we're just going to have a rummage through some 3-pound figures and some keychains, and yeah, stay tuned for that.
The Animal Crossing lizard dude. Little Vegeta. I get we're looking at... What?
Where is this Kirby from?
Somewhere. I don't know, £3.
Don't really need a Kirby.
No. But do we really need half the shit we buy? Oh, unicorn. Bloody dead Yamcha. That's kind of funny, I like that. Oh, anime lady.
Alright, so off the back of that, my brother did end up buying that little Kirby figure, grand total of £3. So having a rummage through some of these keychains, like Super Saiyan God Goku is kind of neat. A lot of this stuff I don't recognise. I was maybe just looking around for some maybe Pokemon themed things, maybe some Sonic themed keyrings. I would have liked something to pop on my bag perhaps, but yeah, nothing's really screeching, oh I need to buy this, so I end up walking away from that stall. As I say, he got the Kirby, so he's very happy with that. So yeah, they have more anime themed plushies, plush keychains, those types of things at this stall as well. And a bit further down, there is a couple more stalls here with some more anime statues, plushies. These seem to be the arcade type plushes. You've got the Sega Prize Europe plushies here. I was double checking that because my brother was asking what they are, and yeah, Sega Prize. I've got the Sonic, got that for Christmas one year. And that blue cat thing from Fairy Tail, I believe it is. Again, I'm a very uneducated person when it comes to anime, but more figures. And this stall down here has like postcards, more keychains, and then the one down here is one I'll look at next, which has Pokemon cards. So I'm not a huge Pokemon card collector or anything. I have sold off all my cards in the past. It's cool to see some booster boxes in the flesh. Well, in this binder right here, you've got a lot of like the V cards. V cards, Jesus. I don't know why they named them that, but yeah, V cards, some Shining Fates, shiny Pokemon. I always do appreciate seeing these as well. I think they're pretty neat. Charmander and Charmeleon do have a bit of value there compared to the others, where they're mostly flat rate £3. I was tempted by that Xurkitree, as I really like Xurkitree. It's one of those weird Pokemon that I just think is really cool. I don't know, I was shiny hunting for it in Ultra Sun, I believe it was. Of course, that Scizor card was very cool. But again, I'm not a Pokemon card collector, so I did not buy any of these, but it's always fun to have a quick rummage through them. So this next stall here, this is the only guy that actually had games. He's got some Jack-specific Sonic plushies, some Pokemon plushes there as well. I can't remember who makes those plushes at the minute, but they're there. Maybe Jazzers, in fact. But you've got more Pokemon cards, more anime themed cards as well. My brother picks up this play-by-play made Charmander, one of the vintage arcade carnival plushies. And you've got the stacks of games here, so stay tuned for this, as this is where I pick up all the games that I ended up buying on this day, as it was the only stall to have video games. The guy wanted £30 for that Charmander, which is, it's not worth that at all. It's worth maybe like £10, if that, at maximum. But yeah, I always enjoy seeing gaming themed Pez dispensers. I'm looking out for those Sonic ones in B&M because they sell them for £1.50 a pop. And of course, giant inflatable Pikachu. Now you're about to see some of the video game history slideshow.
It's an artificial intelligence. The first computer game known to be used for public entertainment was Tennis for Two in 1959. New programmers began to create games for non-academic purposes, leading up to the 1962 release of Space War as one of the
Okay, so they did have some live performances from VTuber type people and whatnot, as well as in addition to like the history of video games slideshow, which is very cool. So I'm on the 8th floor now having a look at the games available. So a good range of platforms here. You can see some Sonic Mania there, Street Fighter, I don't know if that's 5 or 6, hopefully 6, new release, a One Piece fighting game. So this stuff is very cool for people that don't necessarily have the means to do all this stuff at home. That screen on the table is probably Tabletop Simulator with Dungeons and Dragons. That's what I think it is anyways. But yeah, most of this stuff I did sit down and play a few things. So you can see I'm playing Crash Graphic Cortex here, which, yeah, it's a game I've got a lot of experience with.
Did it work? Oh, I'm dead.
And then I'll
This controller feels like it's been very well used.
of course it has. Wait, it's not even an original 6 button. Oh, does the new one come with the 6 button? The new Sega Mini.
And of course here we have Tucker64 in his element, playing a bit of Sonic 3D Flicky's Island. You can see by the smile on his face he's having a fantastic time.
So, I can't remember what's first.
Well, you weren't wrong.
Whammy. Damn shit.
It's the one on the telly.
I pressed the wrong button.
Yeah, so watch me fail horrendously on Guitar Hero. I hope you enjoyed that. But yeah, as I was saying, there's a lot of good platforms here. NES, Wii U, you can see Mario Kart's up on the screen there. And they do have tabletop games here as well. Simpsons Cluedo, chess. I'm sure I saw like a couple of versions of Monopoly here and there as well. But yeah, they did have places to watch anime, and of course there was a Beat Saber tournament as well, and this guy's skills are absolutely insane. But as I was saying, it's great for things like, if you don't have the means of doing a lot of these things at home, you can experience these things like VR, like the old gaming platforms. For me personally, I have most of this already. I have stuff I'm interested in playing, and it's not a great place for a game collector to buy and sell, but if you want to sit and play games and experience anime and such with other people, this is a place for you. Now it's time for some shoutouts.
Hey guys, TechTucker, and this is Zenbloke, the legendary man who I've featured on the Scottish Channels YouTube series, as well as, what was it, the video game mascot video, wasn't it?
It's the hashtag Support Scottish YouTuber series, where basically, if you are a small Scottish gaming YouTuber under 1,000 subscribers, come to me and I will spotlight you and get some eyes on your channel.
And of course, I will leave a link in the description, guys. And of course, we have Tucker64 here. He made one video in the last year, and it's terrible.
I'm trying to do at least 1 to 2 a month.
So keep an eye out for that. He does game reviews, and they are actually top notch. We're very well edited, and I genuinely got a laugh out of him drinking a bottle of beer in the last video. Yeah, it's Ninja Gaiden though, so I understand that. But of course, check out Zenbloke, guys. Please do subscribe. He is a genuine bloke, absolutely lovely. Met him twice now. Genuinely, the guy you see on the camera is the guy you'll meet in person. Thank you very much, and of course, good night. Hey guys, TechTucker here, and be sure to check out Scottish_Sammy right here. What kind of content is it you do?
Just mostly like funny videos, just anything I like.
Yeah, that's fair. It's all gaming. It's all gaming related and that kind of stuff. So be sure to check it out. And of course, guys,
I'm gonna do a
Pokemon booster box.
box opening later on.
Because I'm not brave enough to buy that because I don't like Pokemon cards, but this guy does, and of course yourself.
Yay! It's me.
Be sure to check it out, and of course I'll send a link in the description. Got my pint, guys. Got a game in the bag that we'll talk about, and then go back to the game room, talk about the convention overall. Cheers.
Spoiler alert, it sucked balls.
Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the footage from the expo, or the convention rather. I'm thinking the Play Expo Glasgow here. But yeah, definitely made out with some good pickups here, and yeah, cannot complain about any of this. Of course, not just doing this for the thumbnail. But oops, almost spelt stuff. So yeah, in terms of the show itself, my initial thoughts, well, you know, it was one of those, it is very, very anime focused because there is gaming, but all the game stuff is just stuff to play on the 8th floor. When it came to like vendors and people selling stuff, I will admit, for me personally, I was disappointed for the sole reason I'm not an anime guy at all. Like, I like Dragon Ball, and I like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, basically. Other than that, like, I don't care for anime at all, so I guess I'm definitely not the intended audience for the gaming, well, anime con side of it, because most of it was anime centric. Because the 8th floor, as I say, had a lot of the games to play, which was very cool. And they did have a box of games for you available to play and pick out and swap them out on a range of different platforms, which I thought was really neat. That is a good thing to have for, you know, people who are just wanting to play games and such. But here's where part of the issue lies. For myself, this screams privilege, but I have most of these games that I'm personally interested in playing at the comfort of my own home. So I wouldn't say the intended target audience would be game collectors as such, more so people who just like to play games rather than collect and buy and stuff, because there really wasn't anything there for you. Because all the games I am holding here was literally bought off of one person, the only guy that did have any games, and to be fair, he was an absolute gentleman, a great laugh. Had loads of banter with him. I was bartering like mad because I went in with like £100 in my wallet, and with the games I have here, this definitely exceeds £100 in value. I spent a good time at the bar. I went back in, started chatting to him, and yeah, purchased a lot of games. So without further ado, let's start having a look at these. So first game I got was a copy of Shaolin. So in terms of the price, it was stickered at £8. I offered the guy a £5, and he did indeed take it for that price. Just putting things down, so give me one sec. So yeah, £8 for this game. No manual, of course, but the disc is in very nice shape. Got the cover art here. I think the game itself looks moderately interesting. One of those, cheap PS1. Again, disc is pretty nice. Some surface scratching, of course. And yeah, black label. But yeah, for a £5, cannot go wrong with that at all. So yeah, that'll be another one to add to the collection. I thought, for the most part, I was done with PlayStation 1. Apparently not. Still loads of games that I've never heard of. So that's good to see at the very least. But yeah, it looks like a 3D combat game, so I think that looks pretty neat actually. I might pop that in pretty soon, I reckon. Next item I got, Tenchu Stealth Assassin for the PlayStation 1. Again, stickered price here, £20. I absolutely did not pay that. I believe I paid £10 for this, which I feel a little bad for because it's complete. Got the manual, and the disc's in pretty nice shape as well. Have a look there, guys. Again, just some light surface scratching there. I have seen complete copies as of recently selling for about £30, so to the guy who sold me this, you are an absolute legend. Tenchu is one of those games that was always a bit out of my price range, not something I cared too much about personally, but when I saw it, you know, I was just cheeky, I was like tenner, and the guy, I don't think he really wanted to, but, you know, I was just like, come on, you know, I'm buying a bunch of stuff. So, yeah, it wasn't pressure by any means, of course he was wanting to sell, but £10 for a complete copy of Tenchu Stealth Assassin. Again, that guy made my day. Next game in the pickups pile here is Spyro and Claude. So this looks like a top-down, like, isometric shoot-'em-up type game. Again, the condition on this one isn't very good, so I did barter on this one for sure. I knocked down the price from 25. It's worth around that. It's got ink on like the front of the disc there, as you can see. Scratches aren't too bad. Some scratches, you know, it is light surface scratching for the most part, but wasn't one I was willing to pay £25 for. I think I maybe paid either 10 or 15 for this one. I can't quite remember. I'll do the maths and put a note down below as to what I actually paid, because I didn't get a receipt or anything. But I know how much was in my wallet, and I do know what I bought for the most part. So yeah, of course that one's been added to the collection. This one's very obscure. It's got that classic PS1 art style, which I think looks awesome. And yeah, it looks like an interesting game. It gives me like Steel Harbinger vibes. Harbinger, I don't know how you pronounce that, but yeah, definitely gives me vibes of that. Okay, so next game here is Gekido, or Gekaido, whatever you say that, Urban Brawlers. I think I may have heard of this game previously, I'm not 100% sure, but again, this one's in nice shape. I definitely knocked this one down a bit as well. I believe I did knock this one down to about 20 or so, which I think is roughly the going rate, but the manual is very clean here. And of course I'll show you guys the disc as well. I believe this one's probably the cleanest disc. Yeah, you can see barely a mark on it, may have never really been used. Maybe that speaks volumes to the game's quality, perhaps. But yeah, I believe this one I probably paid around 20. I did bundle it with the Firo and Claude, because I went back to this guy a couple times, and the next game I do believe I bundled with it also. But that one as well, this is one I may give a go. I'm not sure how good the game will actually be, but this will definitely be a good collection piece. Okay, so the next pickup here is Mission Impossible on the N64 box. Again, I was literally just looking through this stuff that the guy had that I did not yet have. Sticker price here at £12, as you'll see in that corner there. I paid 10 for this. It is complete. I've had like an initial look at the cartridge. It's a bit dirty, but it should work just fine after a good cleanup. I do appreciate it came in a box protector, because I only have one left. And I think I need to put my box cover in there still, which I've not actually got around to doing. So let's have a look. It is complete at the very least, so £10. I remember turning down a copy of this box a while ago, a couple of years back, for £5, sorry, so I wish I kind of just bought that instead, but hey ho, I do like Mission Impossible films, and that pins are okay. Definitely dirty, of course, manual and insert, so very pleased to have this in the collection. I know it's a terrible game, I'm a sucker for terrible games. Stick it on for an hour or so, be like, ha, funny, terrible game, and then turn it off, never play it again. But yeah, now Mission Impossible for a tenner box. Again, box is in pretty nice shape overall. I'll put that back, sorry guys. Chucked it down, but yeah, you can see tabs are all there. It's structurally sound, not so much wear or anything like that. And I can see that you did put the £12 on the box, which that makes me a little sad, but hey, it's not the end of the world. And then the last pickup of the day, which is kind of ironic because I bought this one first and pretty early in the day. The last story for the Nintendo Wii. Wow, that is shiny. I'll take it out of the Wii bag. I like having these bags. I don't need them, but they're good to just, you know, keep rare games in. Goodbye bag. And hello last story. So you'll see the price here, no manual, boxed for £55. Not a chance was I paying £55. So it does have the Club Nintendo points here. And it of course has the disc there. The disc is very, very clean. Yep. May have been resurfaced or something at one point or another. But this is a game I've been on the lookout for a very long time. I had this in my hand one day in CX and No More Heroes 2, and they were both about the same price, about £30 at the time. Maybe 2019. Yeah, it must have been 2019 when I did purchase that No More Heroes 2. They did the HD remaster, which is great for people to get to play the game, but it sucks because I literally just bought the game and it plummeted in value. So I was like, at the time I was like, out of the two, what am I more likely to play? I usually do lean in more towards action games as opposed to RPGs. But this is a first party Nintendo title, and it's something I've wanted for a very long time. So you may be wondering, you're talking about the price, no manual, £55, what did you pay? I offered the gentleman £30, and there was no way he was going to do that, but he was adamant on 40. 40 is a fair price, but not without a manual for me. I can hopefully get one later down the line for this game, but ultimately we agreed on £35, which I think is a brilliant deal for this game. Considering the condition of this one that I'm holding as well is very nice. It just is a shame that it doesn't have the manual. I've had the manual, I've happily paid for it, but I didn't realise CEX are trying to charge £60 for this, and on eBay it is selling between like 40 and 50, 60 pounds depending on the manual and all that. But hey, that's a really good deal for me, and I get to add a great title to the Wii collection. Who knows, I might actually feature this in a Hidden Gems video or something in the future, so stay tuned for that. I'll give it a go, of course. I might not beat it by that point, but I will try this, because again, this is one I don't think many people have played, as it's there with Pandora's Tower, I believe it's called, as well as Xenoblade Chronicles. But yeah, that is my pickups for this video anyways. So yeah, as I say, my thoughts on the convention itself were not for me personally, not the type of convention you know, it's not for me. Anime is not my thing. It was cool to see live performances, you know, from people within the community, of course. That's always fantastic. Got to meet some people, you know, our friends in the channel as well, so very pleased about that. But I ultimately did spend more time at the bar than in this convention, so not to be ungrateful, because I did get press tickets for that. I very much do appreciate it. It's just a convention that is not for me personally, because of the reasons I've listed. This isn't a dig at the con, you know, organisers or anything themselves. I just had different expectations going into it, thinking there would be more things for game collectors and things like myself, as opposed to mostly all the traders being entirely anime focused, because there wasn't really much for me to buy. Fortunately, that one guy did have games, and you know, hopefully I gave him a good chunky change that night. But yeah, of course, the total value of the money I spent and the value of the items I will display on the screen here right now, where I'm doing this wavy motion. But of course, please do like, share, and subscribe. It will help massively. Who knows? Let's push that subscriber count up, guys. It would be massively appreciated. I would love to get to 1,000 subscribers, hopefully before the end of the year. Considering I started doing this in January time, we're climbing up to almost, you know, we're getting there to close to 600. I think that's certainly possible, and I'm going to start pushing out 2 videos a week, so I'm really hoping we can make this happen. Of course, please do like, share, and subscribe. Leave comments down below about things you want to see in the future. Anything like, you know, specific games you want me to talk about, anywhere to game hunt perhaps, conventions near me perhaps that I could even go to. I'd be very grateful if you could, you know, shoot your suggestions. So yeah, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks, and goodbye. Got a pint, time to...
You cringy fuck. You fucking gimp.
Right, got a pint. Got...
Nah, you need to start again.
No, what? I could use that.
Nah, because you started talking immediately.